All right, we're all stressed about the state of the economy, but how do you deal with relationships during these bad economic times? Dr. Mona Barbara, who's been featured in numerous magazines and author of this book here, Bring Yourself to Love, is here to give us some advice on how to reconnect with our partners and tips on recession-proofing our marriages. Good morning. Thanks for being here. We know it's early. The biggest problem with relationships that you see is communication, correct?
That's right.
And the biggest communication within that scope is money.
That's
Everybody
right.
argues about money.
Right now, it seems like people are getting trampled by an elephant and bitten by mosquitoes at the same time.
That's a good way to describe it, okay.
It's like we got all this stress is making people feel loss of confidence, especially guys define themselves by what they do. Women are feeling stressed, they have to take care of the kids, make things happen. And then you've got the little moments that are going bad because of all the stress, like, hi honey, I'm home, can just like tank.
So it's a matter of little things, just and then they pile up, and now you've got this huge burden on your collective shoulders. Where do you start?
Well, you have to get to those big conversations about where are we going to get the money and
let's
what
face
are we
it, everybody wants
to
to avoid those.
Well, for a good reason, because they go badly so quickly, because in one moment somebody can start feeling that lack of confidence or that shame, I mean terrible guilt that guys have about not being able to bring money in, and they get immediately defensive. They want to head off to their man cave somewhere and women,
I used to have one of those.
And then women want to go running after them and they don't know, really just give them a pass.
So is it sitting down at the table and hammering this out? I mean, is it just be aggressive and go after it?
If it could be just about money, you've got it done. But the thing is, within about 5 seconds, it becomes about self-esteem, being heard, being seen, and then the blame and the shame comes. And once the blame comes, the brain turns off. And you need that creativity to get to these issues, which are really simple once you just sit down in black and white and look at them. And one of the exercises in the book that people are getting a lot of benefit from is, what did you feel just before you started getting angry and blaming? And people, they say, wow, I was feeling hurt. I was feeling like a bad person. I was feeling shame. And when people start saying, I'm going to make that my work, I'm going to make that about me, instead of making that about my partner, then they can settle that down and get back to a productive conversation.
You start chiseling away at it.
Exactly.
Here's a great question. Some of us were talking about this in the studio earlier. When do you start talking about money in a relationship? If it's a new relationship, when's the best time to start talking about money? Are you 6 months into this new relationship when you realize that this is the person?
Well, what I'm hearing from the dating people, it's best to start talking about important things ASAP, so you know what you're dealing with, and really pay attention to the little cues you're getting underneath the surface, because of course people are going to be trying to put their best foot forward. But if you get a little feeling, go with it. Be clear, be connected, but say what you feel, and then see how the other person responds. All
right, Dr. Mona, thanks very much for being here. Great advice, and here it is, Bring Yourself to Love. It's at the bookstore now. Let's send it over to Mel and Chris.
All right, Keith, thank you. Men and women do disagree about money. I mean, no one understands a shoe habit. Come on.
Well, I try to understand it.
And you're a better man for it, and your wife is probably happier.
I realize that the shoe habit makes life a little easier at times, particularly on Sunday for football.
You. It makes it easier for you. Your life is better if her life is better. That's all I'm saying. Just putting it out there.
And I'll tell you what else makes it better, and that is a full weekend of painting. We were doing nothing but painting in the house. She wanted to get it done, so.
See, and you agreed, so you're a happier man this Monday morning.
That's right. I saw a big smile on her face come late day Sunday when I wrapped it up. All right, let's